Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiskey Central. If you're new here, my name is Shayla, and today we're reviewing Deanston 12. So I've got some history for you today, but if you want to skip around to other parts of the video, there's timestamps in the description box below. And if you enjoy whiskey reviews, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any new videos. Deanston means hill fort in Gaelic and was built in 1785 as a cotton mill known as the Adelphi Mill. It sits on the River Teith, which provides water power to the distillery. In 1833, the distillery put in water wheels to power production. They were named Samson and Hercules, the latter being the largest in Europe at over 36 feet tall. In 1949, the wheels were replaced with turbines, which still run today. These turbines produce enough power to run the distillery, and they sell the other 75% of the energy produced back to the national grid. The mill stopped production in 1965 until the owner of Tullibardine formed a partnership with the owner of the mill. They began to convert the mill into a distillery, and production began in 1969. They sold to Invergordon in 1972 and then Burnstewart in 1990. We talked about this in the Bunnahabhain video, but Ian McMillan changed the whiskies owned by Burnstewart from 40% colored and chill filtered to 46.3% non-colored and non-chill filtered. And this quality has continued with the new owners Distell, who bought out Burnstewart in 2013. Alright, so let's get into the details of this whiskey. This bottle will run you about $58. It's owned by Distell and it's located in the Southern Highlands. It's 12 years old, 46.3% ABV, and is made from 100% malted barley. It's aged in ex-bourbon casks and it's non-colored and non-chill filtered. Alright, I'm going to pour a dram of this, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and I'll be right back. Alright, I've let this open up for about 10 minutes. Let's go on the nose. God, it smells so freaking good. So, first thing I get is vanilla. A little bit of citrus, kind of like vanilla cream, like a custard. There's a little bit of honey in here as well, and I don't know if it's just because I've had this a bunch. I've had almost half of a bottle of this. I get that waxiness on the palate, and I'm just smelling it on the nose as well. I would say it's nose warming. It's pretty intense on the nose. You can really smell that bourbon cask maturation. It's kind of crisp and fresh, but there's also this kind of weight to it at the same time. Alright, let's go on the palate. Cheers. So, almost every time that I taste this, one of the first times I had this dram by myself, just in isolation, just analyzing it, the first thing I did when I sipped it, I was just kind of like, yes! It tastes so good. And I do it almost every time I have it. Just, that's the best way that I can describe to you how good this is. Is just like the Mamma Mia, Italian hand. You get that waxiness. It's not as waxy as Klein Leash or anything like that. Get a little bit of orange peel. There's almost a slight bitterness to it, but I actually kind of like it. It's not overpowering or anything, but kind of like almost an orange pith or something a little bit. It's got a wonderful spice, a ton of kind of spicy oak texture kind of on the back. This is wonderful. Let's go for another sip. Cheers. So I'd say medium to long finish. This is just so well balanced that it's ridiculous. At least for me, my palate. If you like bourbon cask matured things, you'll absolutely love this. It's wonderful. So I'm going to finish this dram up and I'll be right back with my recommendation. This is one of my favorite scotches of the year. It has a waxy character, a wonderful ex-bourbon cask matured flavor, a stellar texture that I'm probably never going to get sick of, and on top of all of that, it's 46.3% non-colored and non-chill filtered. Pretty obvious to me at least, but this is always going to be a staple on my shelf. If you like this, you could try Deanston Virgin Oak, or if you enjoy wine cask finished whiskeys, they have a ton of limited releases like the Fino and Palo Cortado from Deanston. If you want to branch out from Deanston, you could try Dalyuen, Chininik, or Klein Leash, which all have their own kind of flavor profile, but they have a waxy character similar to this. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Whiskey Central. Next week, I'll be reviewing something that my patrons vote on, so if you don't want to miss out, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, leave it a like. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Man, gotta redo that. Deanston means hill fort in Gaelic. The turbines produce enough power to run the distillery Fuck! We talked about this in the Bunnahabhain video, but Ian McMillan changed the whiskeys that... No! No! Okay. Okay, so the cork broke on me. I have it kind of half in. I don't know if that is hurting this or not. Hopefully not. I think it is. Oh, no, there we go. Ooh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's just... I don't know if you guys can see that. Super broken. I'm gonna have to transfer this over into another vessel at some point. I have an empty bottle of tomatin, and I'm just going to put the Deanston into the tomatin because I do not have a cork that will fit this. We're just gonna put the Deanston in the tomatin. I'm not sure if this is standard operating procedure, but this is what I'm gonna do. It is what it is. Okay. The Deanston is now the tomatin bottle. So if I'm drinking this tomatin legacy, I'm actually drinking Deanston, and it has a cork that is not broken. So pretty excited about that. We'll wet this bad boy, and hopefully it stays unbroken. Fingers crossed. Man, that looks so dark in this bottle. I don't know. Dang, it's good. Yes. Deanston's just doing it right.